Hello
Hello.
again. All right, never mind.
The new day.
The new day, sort of.
Oh,
Isn't it just wonderful to be here?
it
All right,
is.
but we're glad that hopefully some people are tuning in and that we're brightening up your life or maybe causing you more stress. Either way, we're affecting you in some way.
As long as you don't need a doctor.
Right? Yeah, well, but so everything and nothing, nothing and everything. We cover it all. By the time we're done in 35 years, we'll have taken over the world.
You
Something
pedants.
like that. So keep talking. I am diagnosing you. All right. Yeah. And it don't look good.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You wear that like on a first date. Hi, it's good to see you, Barbie. Nice to. Oh, I guess you're a psychologist, huh? Waiter, check, please. No. So, but clothes not to wear on a first date.
clothes not to wear on any date.
Or
Oh,
what am
no,
I
I'm just
talking
kidding.
about?
Do I want beer? Yes. B, A, which is yes. C, B, which is A, which is yes.
Right. So, some people are like, never mind, but or someone go, woohoo! Yes, I found my soulmate. So
Who? Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Who
So
doesn't like a good beer once in a
you
while?
keep diagnosing and I'll keep drinking now. So
I'll diagnose how much you're drinking. You drinker, you.
yeah, beer is food. No.
Hey, listen,
Food
it's
is food.
beer. It's
So
good.
I'm hungry.
Good shit.
I can't wait for lunch. What am I having for lunch?
I don't know. Why don't you prepare something as we're on?
I know. While I'm here, it's just I made a nice sandwich this morning for breakfast. It's about this big, you know.
That's it?
Yeah.
What did you make?
I made on 7 grain bread. You know why
Not
it's
six
called?
grain, folks. Not eight
That's right.
grain. Not
That's why
even
it's called
12, but
7 grain. Yeah,
seven.
couldn't
Seven
make it to
grain.
8, but they got to 7.
That's all right.
And I had some. Since I'm generally a vegan or a vegan, I had cold cuts. I had cheeses. I had some hummus, jalapeno hummus. I had some nice Jersey tomatoes, about 2 pound tomato. No.
Ow.
Garlic salt, pepper, and some extra hot sauce.
Look at you.
Yummer. It was good. Man, that was
Look at
breakfast.
you.
That
That
was
was
breakfast.
breakfast.
Yeah. So to me, Sunday was always pasta. Sundays, my Italian side of
Of
my family
course.
was, you know,
It
you know,
generally still is for a lot of families.
I'm right. You're right. I mean, I remember Wednesday was Prince Spaghetti Day. Anthony, that commercial. So if Wednesday is Prince Spaghetti Day, to me Sunday is King Spaghetti Day.
There you
Uh,
go. There you
you know,
go. I like
they,
that.
they, yeah.
Now I'm
My
in the
name
mood for spaghetti.
and my name is Ron Zoni, Ron Zoni. Hey, send this to Ron Zoni. Send me some pasta. We got to tag him. Hi, Ron. Oh, good. Ron what? Ron Zoni. There we go. Hey, man, nice to meet you, Mr. Zoni. So,
I'm gonna zony you out in 5 minutes.
you know,
No.
what kind of
Sure.
pasta do you cook?
Um, honestly, today's day, whatever's on sale. I like Barilla. I like Ronzoni. I like the Checo.
Uh-huh.
There's a few of them that are out there. Some other Italian brand names. So again, whatever's on sale, I've
You ever
I've
buy
tried them all.
in the box Muller's elbows,
Oh yeah, yes,
right? Muller's
yes,
elbows, right?
yep,
Right? Right.
yep.
As a kid, I used to have those with butter.
And it's funny because I used to call them Muellers.
Mueller's.
Mueller's.
And why are they elbows? Why can't they be ankles? Never mind. Just buy the box. All right.
I want to eat toes.
Like, but
My
but
toes.
fingers and
You're
toes.
nuts.
But
Sorry.
ravioli was always pretty much the staple. Sundays with ravioli.
Nothing like a good See, now I'm so well, no, I'm not. Because you're vegan, I forgot. To have, I'm not that there's listen, when it comes down to eating sauce, you want a good pasta. Some, you don't eat meat, so we would obviously make the meat sauce or whatever. But there's a lot of vegetable variations, which I love.
Well, my Nana, my Tegra, she made it stretch. She put 3 meats in the spaghetti sauce.
Oh yeah,
And
totally.
she put the sausage, she put the meatballs, and she put chicken in the sauce. So it was just like this big cauldron of everything. And sometimes some other kind of pork she put in there, if I'm thinking correctly. I'm going back, but
yeah,
it was just went without saying. Sunday was also my favorite day of the week anyway, particularly.
right.
What's your favorite day of the week, people, and why? But Sunday was always great. I used to get on my my bicycle and ride down to the Italian bakery in town and get a fresh loaf of bread.
Yeah.
Eat about 7 slices on the way back.
Yep.
Yeah. And fresh bread. It was great. And dinner was early afternoon.
Right. Right. Oh yeah. Some people still do it. My girlfriend's mom still eats at like 1 o'clock. That's their dinner.
Yeah, that was it. That was Sunday dinner, and that was nice. That was really, really nice.
It's special. It's a special time. We did the same thing. We used to, as a kid, go to the Cangianos, was well known for their fresh baked. They had other varieties of bread, but their Italian bread was so well known that you smelt it.
Oh my God.
From a couple of miles. There's no joke about it.
Well, no lie. In the little neighborhood that I lived in, my suburban neighborhood where I grew up, you could walk out the door and the houses were close together. They were tiny little,
right.
You could smell people cooking from their kitchens.
We still do.
In the summertime.
We still do till now.
And they had the fans that are on outside the
yeah.
Everybody had their fans blowing outside. You could and everybody seemed like they were cooking.
The funny part is I cook, and when I cook, I'll smell it quickly. My husband will be out, say, and he'll come in, he'll go, "Oh my God, Bob, the fucking house smells delicious." I'll say, "You smell it?" He'll go the whole friggin' hallway. My landlady will say, "I smelled you." I've had my neighbor say, "Oh, what were you cooking today?" I'll go, "You smell it?" Because I guess as the cook, we don't smell it because we're doing it, but everybody else still smells it outside. It's wonderful. I'll smell other people's.
Yeah, it's weird. When I used to have my apartment in town there at one place, people would go, "Yeah, what are you cooking? It smells so good." I said, "I don't cook. I just farted. That was it. I don't know, but I'm sorry." But,
it's what I ate from the restaurant yesterday.
That was from last night. No, but yeah, it's true. I mean, we'd be that close to each other. You could smell everybody's, lunch.
I
dinner.
love that.
But it was great.
Smelling of the onions and the oil and
the garlic and everything.
Know somebody's making sauce. Like today, you smell it like flow. It's like almost like the cartoons, like that smog.
Yeah.
It goes underneath your nose and it grabs you. Yes, and you find yourself floating. It's just like, oh God, that smells so good. Even when you're baking breads or soups, and it just the smell. This is the day that I would cook 100 things. Like I would love to entertain 1 billion people. It's not hot. You could enjoy being in front of the stove.
Barney's taking reservations for her next dinner.
Yeah.
Better order early,
This is when I would love to make all the soups and the stews and the baked.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. we did talk about in a previous episode about, the seasons changing and how that affects us and in different ways. And we're both summer people, so
Mhm.
go into a major, psychotic depression, in September, October. But one of the things that, especially, my wife champions and has helped her particularly. In some ways, it started to help me is food, and there's different things of styles of or foods that you would serve more in the, I'll say the non-summer months. I can't say the words of those other months,
Mhm.
seasons. Because then she'll make more soups,
Right.
obviously, at that time, and baking bread, which we're
Mhm.
not going to, put the oven on in the summertime for the most part, making pizza,
Right.
things like that. And I have to say, the older I've gotten, I'm now, 83, it's really, I did a lot of drugs. Um, it helps. It truly does, though. That, although I'm not looking forward to the seasons changing, I can look forward to the foods, things I wouldn't have had. I'll appreciate the baking of the breads, the soups, pizza more, um, more pumpkin-y things. I do like pumpkin. I like pumpkin
Right.
pie, like pumpkin
Right.
soup, you
Right.
know. Um, uh, yeah. So there's that. I also, when I grew up in this little Italian neighborhood, in every September, October, they would all make the wine. All the
Yeah.
neighbors brought out these barrels from their cellars and garages, and every year, so it was like, it's time to make the wine,
And it's
and
nice because everybody got together.
they did.
It was
They
a
did.
time for everything, whether it was making the wine, whether people were, going over to a family member or a friend's home for lunch or
It was
dinner
so
or
special, and the
dessert.
one
Some
thing,
people just went over their house. Come for coffee then tonight. If you can't
yeah,
make it for dinner, come for coffee and cake. Okay, come for dessert. And everybody was
and
together.
everybody always brought something. I was always told as
Always.
a kid, you never go into somebody's house empty-handed. Always
Empty-handed.
bring something,
No,
So
no.
it's like, so I'd invite people over just so they could bring stuff. No, but
And then say, you know what? I have to go. I'm sorry. Here, you can take your stuff back. No,
just
no,
leave
no,
the
you
stuff
keep
here.
it.
Yeah,
All right, thank you. And then
I
after we leave,
appreciate that.
look at the blinds and go, follow them. They
They're
left.
gone. Yes. What I just did this week, though, reminds me of I still have fig trees
Right.
that I've grown and have planted over the years, and some have done quite well. And I love the figs. What do you make with the figs? You put the cheese, you put the cold cuts in them. Oh my God. Some balsamic vinegar. And now they're becoming ripe, the early ones in
Right.
September. So it's that
Right.
time. It's like, the figs are turning.
Sure.
So over the next 2 months, September, October, I'll be harvesting those. Because I give a fig. All right. That just shows I care. Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
but those
figs
are
are
nice.
nice.
Those are nice. Those are
Many
nice.
things to make with them too.
Yeah.
Spreads. They're sweet. They're just they go so well with so many things. Even
Yeah.
in a nice salad, a nice fig salad. Delish.
And just again, excuse me. The thing about just taking that time, and of course, Sunday for me had particular significance. I grew up, in the Catholic Church, so Sunday morning was church,
Mm,
and then after Sunday, then became, it was like lunch. You go
right.
to church, come home, and you have lunch, and that'd be more the prime time for people to visit because they were over there working Monday through and even Saturday.
Right.
As a kid, I worked Saturdays.
Right.
At
And back
places.
then, I think we actually brought this up many years ago, a couple of years back when we did a podcast. But for those that don't know or haven't heard it or seen it or whatever, it's the same thing. Sundays was a special time for family to be together, sitting at the table, talking, eating together, breaking bread. They call it breaking bread. And none of the
And
stores,
breaking heads when they got into an argument.
none of the that's only in Brooklyn. None of the stores were open on a Sunday. Everybody was closed. So whatever you needed for the weekend, whether you were just with your children, your family, your husband, your whatever, or if you were having company, Saturday was the day to go shopping, like Friday and Saturday after
You know,
work.
that's a good point. The only places that were open were the bakeries.
Right, and
That was it
sometimes they
on Sunday.
closed early. They weren't open
Yeah,
up a full day. They would close maybe 3 o'clock because they also were,
right.
you hate to say there was a lot of there were some German bakeries, but most of the bakeries were Italian.
Yeah,
And they also wanted to be home early to have
right.
dinner with their wives and their, sometimes husband and wife
You
ran
better
it
get there
together.
7 o'clock in the morning before stuff got sold out. That was it, and yeah,
Right. And these
yeah.
people, they woke up early in the morning, so they were already there. Some prepared their food the night before. It was just, but it was still
And
a good feeling.
speaking
Everybody
of
was
something,
home. There was nowhere to go.
and in that, I mean, in my previous episodes, people won't know that, I used to work at a meat market, a delicatessen, 6 days a week in summer times when I was a kid. But the owner of this place, he was closed on Sunday, but he would open the place up for all of his cronies and all of his
Right,
buddies,
right,
and he would serve coffee
right.
and
But it was good for him because it was a day for him to chill out.
yeah, but
After
it's like,
work, he was hanging out with the guys, his
yeah,
buddies.
but he was there 7 days a week, seven
Yeah,
days a week until he retired in his 70s, and on Sundays he'd pull out the sambuca from under the counter. He'd be
nice,
pouring shots into people's coffee and stuff, and again, the place
nice.
was the smokestack.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, cigars, and then maybe, and he was done by, you know, late morning and went home. Then he went home finally and had his own
Right. But that was
afternoon.
something that, he enjoyed.
Yeah, yeah, he enjoyed.
His free time, his spare
Yeah,
time. Who cares? Make a couple some, take out the Coppa de Monte and, and make the
yeah,
black
yeah,
coffee for your buddies and have a
yeah,
few drinks here and there. It was a nice start of the morning. I
yeah.
always remember days like today. Well, my mom was cooking and you smelled the food. As a kid, we were allowed to play at a certain time outside with our friends, if our friends were even out, because the parents, everybody had
Right.
something different. They just wanted the family home. And if we were home, we played. We had an imagination. We played,
Yeah,
come on, could play in the room, and always had that sense of my parents would always put WCBS FM 101 point,
okay.
1 FM on. So we'd hear the oldies playing in the background, or
Yeah,
my dad and mom would put a record on and it would be the Platters. So it was loud, or Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, as my mom is cooking by the stove.
so you're
And
listening to the platters as your mother's bringing out the platters.
right. And it's like you heard the music, and then sometimes we'd come in and I'd see them like my father might grab my mom and he'd be dancing, so we'd laugh and
Right,
be all like,
right,
"Oh,
right.
mommy
Yeah,
and daddy,"
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I could still smell her cooking.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and sometimes it was days where the same thing, like we were busy, or my mom was cooking, we were getting showered and ready or whatever, and then my dad would be on his chair, his man's captain's chair, relaxing in
yeah,
his recliner, whatever it was, or his single couch, and his hassock, his feet were up. He'd either
yeah.
be reading the paper and he'd have the game on.
Right, right.
You could hear the commentators in the background, whether
Yeah,
it was football or whatever it was,
yeah, yeah,
baseball, World Series. It's just, when I hear that, or when
yeah,
we look back at the old commentators, it's like it brings back such a good feeling. You
yeah,
remember those days of being home. It's so
yeah. It's
different.
true. Yeah,
It's sad and it's happy at the same time, but it's such a great
yeah.
memory.
What a sense of belonging, and connection, that we had. God bless our families, and then,
Yeah.
you um, I often say, they weren't saints, neither was I, neither am I. But what they gave us, they gave everything they had, and
Yeah.
it was special, it was precious, and I'm grateful.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
continually grateful, and the
Without
older
a
I live,
doubt.
the more I cherish those memories. And oh, hey, sweetheart, hi, beautiful, hi, precious.
You
Oh,
wanted uppy on mommy.
look at her, yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, good times, nice memories.
Yeah.
I'll sometimes cry and go, what the hell? Where did the time go? But then a lot of times I smile and I laugh because I remember
Yeah.
all the fun times we had.
Yeah.
Those were the days that I didn't
And
have.
simple things, simple pleasures. Oh.
Those were the times I didn't have anything to think about, right? Do
Yeah.
you have stuff to think about? Huh?
Oh.
Do you have any problems?
Look
You
at that
get
face.
spoiled, huh?
Look at
You
that
get
face.
spoiled.
Oh.
This is what I do. This is squeezing the cheek of your mother puppy.
She's like a kid. She's like, stop, you know. Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I want it.
What a beauty. Oh.
Ah, I love you, you little bitch. That's right, I said it. No, you can't. This is our show, not yours. You don't. She's stretching. She wants to come back up. No, 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 no. No wires. All right, here. Stay. Maybe you want to talk about a Sunday. No, but yeah, those
Yeah.
were
To our viewers, audience, was Sunday your favorite day or not? Or what was yours? Maybe was Saturday a better day?
right.
Maybe a weekday.
What
Friday.
memories do you have of your family and when you were
Yes.
growing up? Any
Yeah.
particular foods that you remember your mom or dad making, or your grandparents, and
Like on a
however you were
specific
brought
day.
up?
Like when we grew
Right.
up, we still had that rule. You ate fish on Fridays.
Yes.
Friday was fish
Yep.
day.
Yep.
It was just one of the things. It was like a rule in the church at the time. Oh, Friday you gotta have fish, and I'm like, so we just had fish.
Yeah.
And something
Yeah.
I got used to, and I enjoyed it. For that. Um, but yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking back now. Like it's a sunny day out, thank God, and it's generally a nice weather so far. You know, and it's Sunday. And just getting that feeling.
It's
You
still
know,
peaceful. It's still a
yes,
peaceful day.
yeah.
It's something we have to take advantage of and cherish and enjoy. Looking at the my front of the house and hearing the wind, looking at the sun,
Mm,
watching the blinds move,
mm.
curtains on the side. And the house smells good. Like it has a fresh
The
air.
fresh air that comes in.
Where
Yeah,
the summer I love it, but the summer is more confined. The windows are closed. You usually generally have air conditioning
air
on.
conditioning on.
Or even if you had a fan running, you really couldn't open up the windows too much because there wasn't no breeze. It was all humidity. And bringing it in the house just makes everything stuffy and
and
you
didn't
know
have
what?
that freshness to when you have more of a cooler temperature,
No,
that fresh air
no.
coming in.
In the
It's
beginning of the
yeah,
summer, you will. If you have the windows open, it's different. It's warm, but it's beautiful.
yeah.
And same thing at the end of the summer. Like I'm sure this week it's supposed to go up into the 80s.
Mm,
I don't know how the humidity is going to be because yesterday the humidity was kind of high. The day before it was, but it
mm.
was a lower temperature. Today it's just go ahead. Today it's much breezy outside. It's chilly. It's chilly. It feels like a late fall day.
To me,
It don't.
anything below 70 is chilly, but that's just me. Um, maybe
Right.
75.
What do you want? I don't know what I could do for you.
He wants your attention.
She does, I know, but still. Why do you have to get involved? We didn't put you in on this.
Now
Where's
watch
Tangy?
Tangi's gonna wake up. He's napping right now. He probably could come over here and start stepping on the computer. But
But
yeah,
seriously,
it's just nice. It's just simple pleasures and how we can cultivate or even create our own. Maybe you didn't have that growing up, and maybe you're creating that for yourself now.
right.
Somebody's doing that. Having a tradition that you didn't have growing up, but you created one, which is a great thing too.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely. And I would do anything when you're a kid or even when you're a teenager and you're growing up and you're like, why do mommy and daddy have to, I don't want to stay home. I want to go out. Like I remember getting upset because we were like, nah, staying home. No going out today. You were right. And we were like, oh my God, like, why? What are we doing? We're just having dinner. Like, as a kid, you get upset.
Yeah.
There were times my father says, go ahead, go out or whatever. Like, you'd feel bad. But a lot of times he was like, no, home. I work all week. Your mother works all week. She's
Right.
running the business. They went bowling. But they did together. They were busy. My father had
Yeah.
the job at the health and hospital. He came home. He helped my mother at night. They did the books. They did that. She cooked. She took care of us. We had it was a lot for them. They did it. So Sunday was a day of relaxation.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody should be together. And, then back in the day, there were so many parties that we, go to grandma and grandpa's. Come on, we're going after church, whatever. And gatherings. It was just a great time. And being home. And then I look back at those days and go, I wish I didn't complain because I would do anything.
Yeah.
Anything to have that back today.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. Very true. I often thought, and I wrote a song years ago called Empty Table. And it was about the kitchen table growing up in my house. And it was the heart, it was the meeting place of the home, and everything that we did on that table.
Yeah.
Aside from serving meals, and it became a library, it became a desk, it became a negotiating table for family matters and things, and it became a confessional, for secrets and sins being confessed, and relationships being sorted out. It was everything. And that table's empty now. All the loved ones are gone, in my family in particularly, but
mine too. I mean,
so,
we got our whatever, but I mean, for the most part, I find myself, I've told you often, my mother always sat at the dining room table. She always smoked too, so 85,000 cigarettes every 5 seconds,
Yeah.
She smoked. She always had her coffee.
Yeah.
She ate. She was at the table from whenever she got up in the morning. Could have been 4, 5, 6, doesn't matter.
Right.
She
My
was
mother
at the
too,
table.
up early. She was always up 5 o'clock in the morning. She's at that table and she had her coffee and she had her,
That's it.
Yeah.
The radio was on every single morning, no matter what. That was the first thing that went. I think that's why I do it. It's just a habit now. And the music goes on. And even after my dad passed away, she was always at the table. But my mother had us. My mother had all her kids. They were married. I wasn't. I mean, later on when I got married, yes, but I lived at home with her for a long time. So thinking about it was like, what does she do? Like, what do my mother worked too, but when she was home and she was alone or I was with her, always at the table, no matter what, it was always at the table, eating, drinking, bullshitting with her sisters and the family, like phone call after phone call, her kids, my sisters, everybody doing the bills and whatever it was at the dining room table. Now I'm at that age.
Yeah.
And I sit there and go, this is my life. And I have no kids. I have no, and I'm where am I? At the table.
Yeah.
Every single day. And I think, wow, I'm actually what my mother was. I'm actually doing what my mom did. We didn't understand it when we were younger, but now I look at it and go, I get it. This is just and
it's sacred. It's almost like the altar, the altar of the family, the altar of the house, somebody, it's hallowed ground. It's consecrated, it's sacred. It's special because so much happens there. So much of all of life just connects, around that table, and I think others can weigh in on that. We could talk about maybe next time more the kitchen, what the kitchen meant in the house, or the dining room, those areas, those precious meeting places.
It's true. Cooking. We'd have everybody
yes.
come and bullshit. But
Yeah, exactly.
sitting there cooking, flipping hamburgers, frying things, or boiling and everybody. Or when we had the house phones, it was always. That's why we all have neck, shoulder, and fucking back problems.
Right.
Because we were doing this and
yeah, we had one phone in the house, one phone in the hallway with a long cord, and you could pull the cord
16 miles away.
You're on the phone, you're doing something. Yeah,
it's the truth. But those were the freaking. Those were the best times. Those were the best times. And I would do anything to hear those voices, get that back.
Oh, that's true. God bless our families. You know, our time is I got the alert here. So, well, this is so much we could keep going on, but we'll pick this up maybe at another time. But great memories. Thank you for sharing all that you did. That was really special.
Same here.
That's beautiful. That was nice
to hear memories.
We could talk about these. Please subscribe, share, let us know your thoughts, give us your experiences. Let's create a dialogue, a narrative together as we move forward. Thank you. Thanks again for watching everything.
Thank you.
And nothing. Thank you.
Always tune in. So thank you. We love you.
Thank you so much. All right. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.